Okay, today the Diamondbacks played against the Pittsburgh Pirates. A pathetic game, and we lost 10-1. So I'm just going to read you some stats here. Gallen, 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts.
Ouch.
As far as other pitching goes, Murillo gave up 2 runs and McGuff gave up 2 runs.
Jesus.
This is not the first loss for the Diamondbacks in this series. In fact, they lost this series 2-1. Of the last 9 games, the Diamondbacks have won 2. The first game against the Dodgers, and then the first game against the Pirates, which you were at, by the way.
Yes, I was.
And so you got to see them show out,
Yeah.
but unfortunately the next 2 games were disgusting.
Yeah. It's hard to watch.
On the year, our ace, our ace, Zach Gallen, although, whoever is the actual ace.
Yeah.
Zach Gallen on the year, 3-7 with an ERA of 5.5.
Oof.
In the league that is ranked 79th
Damn.
of pitchers. Terrible. He's a great pitcher, but clearly having played 10 games and having only won 3 games, that does not help you become a good baseball team.
No.
And on the year, now we are below 500 after this
Loss.
terrible series. Diamondbacks sit at 27-29. Really tough. For a roster that's built to succeed, this is not ideal. We got swept by St. Louis. Didn't win a single game.
No.
And we can only fit 2 wins. The first game against the Dodgers and Pittsburgh. For Diamondbacks fans who expect it to be a very good team, it is not seeming that way.
Let me check this remaining schedule before the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they're off Thursday. They play Friday at home against Washington Nationals for a 3-day game series in a weekend.
Yeah, and then the Braves.
Then Atlanta, 3 games.
Which is Atlanta. And then Cincinnati. Overall, for Diamondbacks fans, this is not going good, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better.
The schedule is going to be getting harder from here than out.
Right, and we are now well over a fourth of the season in, approaching 60 games, and we are under 500 in a really good division, in a really good conference, really.
We're almost half through the second season before the All-Star.
Right. NBA. OKC today just clinched the finals appearance. They beat Minnesota 4-1. The one game Minnesota won was pretty good game. But other than that, it's just been...
What's the final score for today's game? I heard it was like 33 points.
Yep, 30-point game. 94-124. And that is the clincher in Oklahoma City.
First seed.
And they obviously will be facing Indiana, who currently leads 3-1 against New York.
Or can the New York Force game 5? I think this is game 5, right?
This would be game 5.
Or can they force game 6?
Game
Sorry.
6, and then if they can,
I think
maybe
it'll be
possibly Game 7. I don't see it.
I'm no this.
I think it's done. I think New York has lost hope as well. But we'll see.
But Oklahoma City is the best team in NBA right now.
Yeah,
and they're like number 1 in standings.
Right. And let's say Indiana does win, it will be Oklahoma City
And
in home court.
so
I think Oklahoma City is the clear out
to win it.
for the finals, but we will see. The last thing I want to touch up on, although a while back, the Cardinals offseason. I think quite a success.
I'm kind of surprised they picked some good player off the defensive line.
Right, I think people in general are expecting the Cardinals to still be terrible, but with the Josh Sweat move, I think already is a whole nother level. Not only that, but Calais Campbell, I mean, he's not the way he was, but
he was back in the day.
Still a big D lineman to add to the squad.
SC was the second year for Harrison. I don't know how many touchdowns this should coming up this season.
Right. And then the last big move, not really to their team, but outside, is Patrick Peterson, retired as a Cardinal.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that one, yeah.
Even though he played with Minnesota.
Yeah.
Kind of trash talked the Cardinals.
But, he was with them at Arizona for these couple of years.
Right.
His whole career of his NFL.
Yeah, it's good for him to retire a Cardinal, because that was essentially the prime of his career.
Yeah.
I think I'm very optimistic for the Cardinal season. I don't know if they're playoff potential, but to at least have a significantly better record than they had last year and the year before. I do like Jonathan Gannon. I think he's a good coach. We'll just have to see if it all pans out.
Does in his pockets, He's thinking he stay healthy. Can he actually throw more deep balls? And, if James Conner, can he carry the ball instead of, fumble the ball?
Right. I think Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride need to have good years. They need to have probably at least 1,000 apiece. And I think Murray just needs to be more than just a quarterback that you can win with, and more of a quarterback that will help you win. And we win because of Murray, not in spite of Murray.
Yeah. But I was hoping to get drafted that running back, Cam Skip or whatever.
Scattaboo?
Yeah, Scattaboo. That'll be a good backup for Arizona. But New York picked him up and see how he does in New York.
Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on him, even though I'm not a New York fan.
Me either, but,
But it'll be interesting to see as we get closer to NFL that how the year's going to pan out now that the D-backs are choking away. But
hey, this is the first half of the season, but we have to see what they can do because, what's next?
Yeah, well, not even to mention the Suns.
Oh.
Do we even want to talk about the Suns?
They're still searching. I don't know what the heck's going on, but they're still searching, and they just keep finding every coach they have. And I don't know if this owner know how to do with this team.
It's clear that they went for the big time. They tried to make a move in getting a generational talent in Durant, but they sold the farm. And now we're left with no draft picks, no talent. Even Durant is injured at the moment. And now we just have to hope that whoever we give him to will give us something that will leave us in a good place.
That's why I said before that trade line when they try and trade Bill to Miami to get Butler, but that didn't work well because his trade clause says no trade clause.
Yeah,
So,
he has a terrible contract, and he didn't want to go to
Miami.
Milwaukee. No, not Miami. He didn't want to go to Milwaukee because that was going to be the trade. It was going to be Middleton to Miami, Butler to Phoenix, and then Beal to Milwaukee. Brad didn't want to go to Milwaukee, and so that left us with really no option. But Butler was ready to move, and
So Golden State has him.
right. Either way, it probably wouldn't have panned out in the way that we want, but still, it does suck having an expensive player who doesn't want to play or who doesn't play and who does not put up good numbers.
I find out they did sign Booker another 5-year for a $210 million contract.
That is the Arizona Sports Update. Diamondbacks in bad position. Suns eliminated, of course, and the Cardinals looking surprisingly good.
See how everything goes.